The Galactic Council considered humanity a minor species, something to be tolerated but never taken seriously. That belief ended the moment Earth's response fleet arrived in their skies. The war began due to a mistake. At least, that was the official explanation. An automated Vendian cleansing fleet had flagged an unregistered colony on the outer rim and followed protocol: sterilization. Every living being on Farsight 3, a thriving settlement of over 2 million humans, was reduced to dust in under an hour. The Vendian claimed it was an accident, a tragic bureaucratic oversight. Nothing more. Earth disagreed. Messages were sent. Demands were issued. Reparations were requested. The Vendians scoffed. They were an elder race, part of the Council's ruling class, while humanity was a fringe species barely out of its cradle. In their minds, the matter was closed, just another footnote in the long history of galactic governance. They underestimated how much humans valued their own. 700,000 warships launched from Sol. The Armada had been built in secret for decades, hidden within asteroids, buried in the gas giants of the Kuiper Belt, and stationed beyond known space. The galaxy had believed humanity's military strength was limited to a mere token force, a planetary defense showpiece. They were wrong. The fleet arrived in Vendiria Prime's orbit in perfect formation, a wall of steel stretching across the void. No warnings, no demands, no negotiations. Humanity had spoken enough words. Now, there was only action. Admiral Lucian Hale stood on the bridge of the UNS Retribution, staring at the blue-green sphere below. Vendiria Prime, a world that had never known war on its soil, its people sheltered by treaties and an unshakable belief in their own superiority. The Council had always assumed that no species would dare strike directly at one of its core members. Their laws made such actions impossible. Humanity did not care for their laws. "Sir, we're receiving transmissions from the surface," his comms officer reported. "They're demanding we stand down." Hale scoffed. Demands? From them? The bridge was silent. Every officer, every crew member knew what was coming. There was no doubt, no hesitation, only certainty of purpose. Farsight 3 had burned, and now so would Vendiria Prime. "Are our weapons ready?" Hale asked. "Fully primed, sir," replied Captain Dorn. "Orbital batteries are locked on primary targets. The fleet awaits your command." Hale nodded. 700,000 ships, each bristling with enough firepower to crack a world apart. They had not come to fight battles. They had come to end them. Fire. The void ignited as kinetic rods, plasma lances, and high-yield orbital bombs rained down. Shields that had never faced true war shattered like glass. Cities built for peace turned to molten craters. The Council had called Farsight 3's destruction an accident. Earth responded by ensuring that there would be no Vendiria Prime left to record their own. On the planet's surface, High Chancellor Malvik of the Vendians stood in his grand hall, staring at the burning sky. His advisors screamed, running for the bunkers, but he knew there was no escape. The humans had come to make a statement, and he finally understood their language. A fleet of Council warships, hastily assembled, attempted to intercept the human armada. They were annihilated before they could enter firing range. Earth's technology was supposedly decades behind, yet their weapons tore through the Council's finest as if they were nothing. Shielding systems, once considered the pinnacle of defensive technology, simply failed against human weaponry. It was as if humanity had spent its entire history preparing for this moment. In truth, they had. On the bridge of the Retribution, Hale watched the reports roll in. Entire cities had been reduced to dust. Planetary defense installations were disabled. The once proud Vendian were begging for negotiations. He found no satisfaction in their desperation. This was not about revenge. This was a lesson. "Open a channel," Hale ordered. The image of what remained of the Vendian leadership flickered to life on the main screen. Ash-covered, wide-eyed, and visibly shaken, they barely resembled the arrogant rulers who had scoffed at Earth just weeks before. "You believed we would kneel," Hale said calmly. You erased 2 million of our own and expected silence. You thought we would obey your laws. The same laws that let you commit genocide without consequence. Malvik coughed, his voice trembling. We made a mistake. We did not know. You didn't care, Hale interrupted. He gestured to his weapons officer. The final bombardment began. What was left of Vendiria Prime would be a cautionary tale, one written in ruins and silence. The message was clear. Humanity did not forgive. As the bombardment continued, another transmission arrived from the Galactic Council itself, a desperate plea for humanity to halt their attack. They cited treaties, rules of engagement, principles of proportionality. Hale ignored them. Those rules had not saved Farsight 3. Across the system, human ships intercepted any escaping vessels. The Council's influence had blinded the Vendian into thinking they were untouchable. That illusion was gone now. They ran like any other species caught in the jaws of war. On Earth, the Unified Command received live reports. The operation was proceeding flawlessly, and yet no celebrations followed. This was not an act of triumph, but of necessity. The Vendian had learned their lesson, but there were still others in the Council who believed humanity could be managed, restrained, controlled. They were wrong. Hale turned his attention to the next target. The Galactic Council's homeworld lay just beyond the next hyperlane. If they had any lingering doubts about Earth's resolve, they wouldn't for much longer. The largest battle in galactic history was seconds away from ignition. The Council had assembled every last vessel at their disposal, desperate to defend their throne world. Final checks were made. The human fleet surged forward. The war was far from over.